So then we are back with more understandings on the time of the second tabernacle services, where we find the Aramaic English translation of the word. This translation comes from the original manuscripts of the prophets of the Israelic lineage. So then we can understand the time of the end. As per Mashiyach the prophet, we find layers of understanding of the spring feast, the autumn feast, and also the returning of the holy cities of the Mashiyach laid waste for many centuries. As we read it in Mashiyach the prophet, why is then so important understanding the primary objective of the holy nation and the intricacies understanding of tabernacle? Now there are many questions, and some of these are yet not answered. Now from the holy instructions, obviously the Torah and also the Tanakh and the writings of the Nevi'im are extremely important, because these are the foundation of the entire understanding of biblical prophecy. Now then, after doing what is normal and was explained that the nation, while is stealing, obviously the nation won't go forward. When the kids, they don't do their homework, they are not diligent people. But let's say, for instance, we are dealing with somewhat ideal situation. People are doing their dues, being responsible, doing their homework, respecting their teachers, showing up on time. And then let's say, for instance, in a remote understanding that these people would get interested in reading the prophecies. What then should people read as far as the holy nation and the huge problem with the geographical area of the holy nation? Now, the best way is simply reading first for a basis of conversation. What has the Mashiyach ben Yosef? What's his opinion regarding this particular point? So then, Mashiyach, it's a very important writing, because Mashiyach had an understanding of the temple services. The 24th chapter of Mashiyach, he points out very important topics as far as this particular point. Now then, he explains, and you wilt hear of wars and rumors of wars. How comes the whole situation? What is then the opinion of the Mashiyach ben Yosef regarding tabernacling in the Holy Land? How can tabernacling become a reality in a nation that around them they have people wanting to destroy them? It's a very crucial point, because before understanding tabernacling, we must have these particular prophecies lining up for this particular objective. Now then, yet, for initial conversation, then revelation. Comes then the time where then Jerusalem will have tabernacling. It's absolutely certain, because it explains very precisely tabernacling. Now, the content of this tabernacling is another conversation. But tabernacling is explained in Golah or Revelation. Now, the Mashiyach ben Yosef spoke of wars and rumors of wars. Now, what is the importance of understanding wars? So then, what content is involved with 24th chapter of Mashiyach? Now, is the war that he's talking of is from his time through the ages of the Gentiles until it reaches the autumn feast? Now, when people, they read the instructions and they mix up tabernacling, they mix up religion, they mix up tradition, they mix up trade, military, everything in a package. Obviously they won't understand it, but they are very quickly to criticize. That's when people, when they are quick to criticize, is when it's giving the answer that these people are not studying. Because they defend areas they have no knowledge of, and they hide behind their opinions. They don't even know what their opinions are, but they hide behind it. Only making sure that in Hebrews 11:1, for instance, is the substance of what you are hoping for and the evidence of things not observed. Absolutely nonsense. But reading from Mashiyach, let's verify what is the opinion of the Mashiyach ben Yosef, because I think his opinion might be important. Then he continues with this particular section regarding, then you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. But then in what sense he was speaking of these? People think after then the Mashiyach ben Yosef came around that there were many kinds of wars related with the world. But the Mashiyach is not talking from the viewpoint of the world. He's not. If people are searching for more benefits, for more money, for more prominence, for more prestige, they should move out China. That's where the prosperity divinity is located at. They have lots of money. Now, if we are going to make ourselves worth of a price of a biscuit regarding the understanding of the scripture, because there are many levels of understanding of the scriptures, and we are only mentioning as a starting point, we haven't reached to the Torah yet. We haven't reached to the Tanakh yet, or the Nevi'im. We are only verifying what's the opinion of the Mashiyach ben Yosef. What's his opinion regarding it? Then, as it was explained before, he came out of the temple and they were talking with him and trying to make him king. Kingship is not tabernacling. That's another problem with people of the church. Kingdom does not relate with tabernacling. Kingdom is related with a separate situation. Are these people related with the tribe of Levi, those who are taking care of the temple? No. So they wanted a kingdom to take care of their trade. Now he continues on that the nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and plagues and earthquakes in many places. But these are only the starting of the problems. So then, and ye will to hear of wars and rumors of wars, but the time is not yet. When people hear of kingdom, the divine is not speaking of tabernacling. There's a couple of situations that are absolutely separated. Tabernacling is tabernacling, and there are laws regarding tabernacling, but they are not laws regarding kingship. There are not in the content of the New Testament. Because when the people read kingdom, meaning people are going to have everything they wanted, lots of money, do whatever, and no answer either to the Torah or anybody else. No rules, no regulations. They pick verses from here, there, and yonder. They make a selection of what is interesting, what is convenient, and then they put together, and they mix with their own personal junky situations. But what has the Mashiyach ben Yosef, and you will to hear of wars and rumors of wars? Now, since we have already lost the trade of our country, and our nation is bankrupt, our government has destroyed our government, they have destroyed themselves, they are stealing beyond imagination, there is absolutely no control over it. Now the excuse is the same thing. Oh, the system is so big that nobody can control it. It's the same excuse. Scoundrel after scoundrel, politicians and generals, advocates involved in companies and high-level investigations of where is the money. Nobody knows, nobody saw. Nobody went to jail, and frauds beyond imagination. Nobody's going to jail. So this is simply showing that the divinity of this country is not very concerned of what's going on in the government. Maybe it does not have a link with government and tabernacling. Now people are starting to realize maybe it doesn't. Now, where does it lead the situation regarding tabernacling? Because tabernacling is the only hope of the world. Is the only hope. Tabernacling is the answer. Either being a tent of Moses or an actual temple. It's the only hope of the world. Now a nation such as the Holy Nation, involved in an area so volatile, so dangerous, how comes the question? How is the divine going to set up tabernacling or a temple in a piece of land that is governed by the Muslims? Now the Mashiyach ben Yosef spoke of wars and rumors of wars. Read Mashiyach 24. Now there are wars that are related with the end of times. And rumors of wars. Now, understandably, the Mashiyach is explaining an era, a period of time prior of the autumn feast. But now comes the problem. The church doesn't believe that the Torah is active. But there they are, concocting theories of their own, and then the economy is already ruined. Where is the divine preached by the church for so long? Or maybe the divine has changed the religion when China. That's what the Greco-Roman translation is showing. No. Maybe it's the end of times, are the troubles, or pre-tribulation. I think many pastors, they preach that there is no crisis with the Almighty. Why it's so relevant then these days? So then the Mashiyach ben Yosef is explaining of wars and rumors of wars. Now, are these related with the time of the restoration period? And there are war related with the prophecies? It's very simple. Mashiyach 24 verse 6. For you are bound to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Now, is it legal for the holy nation to engage in war so then the divine can set up tabernacle in the Holy Land? From the viewpoint of the Mashiyach ben Yosef, we haven't reached to the Torah yet. Neither are we aligning up this understanding with the prophecy. We are simply analyzing what the opinion of the Mashiyach ben Yosef. Since tabernacling is the most important topic of the entire period of the restoration and autumn feast, is it legal for the holy nation to go to war against its enemies? Mashiyach ben Yosef saying very clear, you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Now then, is the Mashiyach only speaking, they're going to sit around only here? Or they're going to be involved in it? Has the tone of the Mashiyach ben Yosef implying they're going to sit around while watching the divine sending his angels and slaughtering everybody? What did the holy nation did with the Moabites, Amorites, and the other ites of the land? Didn't they have to pick up the swords and go after them? Now, is the tone in Hebrew, if we would get this information in Hebrew, would say only here? Knowing the divine gave them the order to clear the land from the Euphrates to the Nile? Is this order yet valid? The holy nation has the obligation yet to clear the land from the Euphrates to the Nile. That order he gave to Moshe never changed. Now, if they don't go to war, if they sit around, only watch the evaluation of the scripture. Analyze it. Make an analysis. What was the order from Moses? He received it directly from the divine. When you get the promised land, you have to clear it from the Euphrates in the west until the Nile in the east. Now, what kind of divine intervention are they expecting to receive to set up tabernacling? They are waiting for the divine to change his mind. Maybe. Because we are reading from the New Testament. We haven't reached to the Torah yet. Now, is it legal for the nation to bear arms and clean up the land from the Euphrates to the Nile? Now, if we search the Torah, we are going to find it. The divine order Moshe received. Now, tabernacling, or the temple, requires obedience to the Torah. What other orders besides the Torah are the people expecting to receive? Now, are they thinking the international laws are for the benefit of the people? Not anymore. Sadly, not anymore. People simply are playing games. They want to get the most money they can get. They don't have any more positions of honor. Comes the question again, is it legal for the holy nation to bear arms against those who are there to destroy them? Let's find another situation. When the lady that was caught in idolatry, she was brought before the Mashiyach ben Yosef. Why did he not stone her? How comes the stupidity of the people? Because this, because that, and because the other. The reason why he didn't throw a stone at her, neither the other people. Because the guy wasn't with her. The Torah is very clear. Now, when we read the New Testament, and then we try to line up the prophecies, understandably the prophecies, they come from the original source. They're not coming from fables of the Greco-Roman translation. Since our economy is already ruined, how much longer is it going to take for the people to understand that what they learned from the Greco-Roman translation isn't true? Though a lot of the content exists. Now, in the opinion of the Mashiyach ben Yosef, is it legal for the nation to pick up arms against those who are there to destroy them? Once again, what was the law given in the hands of Moses? Is what the divine spoke back then valid today? Sounds like it isn't. Now the international laws are not interested anymore in being concerned with the people. They are interested in their own pockets. Now the Mashiyach ben Yosef in the translation, for you are bound to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Some translation is war and rumors of wars. Analyzing from the Torah's viewpoint. Now the question is, how is the holy nations going to handle the establishment of tabernacling? Because the nation always had to put up with it. If it wasn't for the diligence of David, great king of the holy nation, if it wasn't for his diligence, Yajijah or Solomon would never, under any condition, build the temple. He only built the temple because his father had the diligence of doing what Moses said to do. He was absolutely a maniac of cleaning the land from their enemies. Now then, when the people returned from Babylon back to their land, what did they have to do? Same thing what they did previously. Now the third temple, what do they expect? Sit around while the divine sends his mighty angels so they slaughter their enemies. Now obviously the Mashiyach ben Yosef did not say you shall to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Because the Mashiyach ben Yosef was obedient. Now the reality of the situation is there is a portion on this planet that should be involved with the wars. And the rest of them should be quietly awaiting for answers. But the world is not obedient. Yet the word of the divine remains intact. Now the holy nation must make a decision. Either they are going to wait around until they understand the Torah and hear the words of the divine stating when you get the promised land you must clear it from the Euphrates to the Nile. Not sure how clear this order can be, but while they sit around, the enemies are on top of them. Now, nobody's saying that those people around them are unworthy. That's not the point. You're simply making an analysis of what the opinion of the Mashiyach ben Yosef is regarding the holy nation. And then bringing from the Torah what has the divine said. For the moment, this is what is valid. And the answer is, there is no other answer. The holy nation must go to war and do what Moses said to do, because it came from the divine. How are they going to do it? The divine already gave the answer. These are the words from the divine, from Yod Vav He, Yahweh Galah. Firstly, He revealed. Second, His Spirit is Gibor. Now, how is the holy nations going to deal with international decisions? What we know is the divine has said, clear the land from the Euphrates to the Nile. This much we know. Now then, back many decades ago, the Egyptians and Syrians, they were against the Holy Land. They went against him and they won. During the foundation of the state of the Holy Nation, they went to war, they won. Now it doesn't have to go very far to understand when they are obedient to what then the divine has said, they're going to win. Now, not speaking of those people around them, they are bad. That's not the point. You're not talking about the character of those people. You're simply making an analysis of what has the Mashiyach ben Yosef said. Okay, and what is the divine response regarding the area from the Euphrates to the Nile? So in order for securing peace in the land, what the divine has said must be done. Because at some point, the tabernacle or the temple must be built. At some point. And it does not come without war. This is the way it was the first time. This was done in the second time. And the third time is the same thing. If the Holy Nation does not bear arms, they won't liberate the land. They simply won't do it. Now, bearing arms and do what with them? That's another situation. The most important objective, what the divine said, simply was to clear the land from these people, because they do not understand what is from the divine. Now he used a bit stronger statement, but in today's society they might take those statements a bit far. Now the world is entering in an era of network troubles, computerized systems. Now then, as trade is in the hands of China, that it has absolutely no links with tabernacling whatsoever, we have an idea then what's coming as far as the military and religion. Some areas are given, some areas are particulars from the divine and his own nation. Some information is revealed, some information is not revealed. Now the holy nation has no choice. They must bear arms. Now, as long as they do it conscientiously, if they truly repent of what they have done in whatsoever level is against the holy instructions, and then do what then Moses said to do and observe, then the divine shall be with them. The divine always was with them while they were obedient. And we in the West, we cannot interfere because the divine is exclusive understanding of his own nation. So this conversation was from the standpoint of the opinion of the Mashiyach ben Yosef, tabernacling or the temple, and what the divine has said. Because you must establish a line of proper establishment of structures. So then when we start reading the prophecies, we understand he's not going to send angels from heaven and slaughter those people. Next time we're going to evaluate more of these from the viewpoint of the Torah. So please stay tuned, much more coming up.